Hi, welcome to Origin GPS. In this short tutorial, I want to explain and demonstrate how to connect OriginIoT evaluation kit to web cloud to be able to control all the features of OriginIoT from a remote cloud. And in the next videos, I will show you interesting features on how to use it once you are connected to a cloud platform. So let's begin. You will receive upon order this kit. This kit has inside basically everything you need to jumpstart your development. It has the evaluation board. We will get into it soon. GPS antenna, GSM antenna, and connector. Origin IoT, 1 unit. You can order more if you want some redundancy. And power plug and adapter to EU, and USB cable with micro USB to connect to computer for debugging and setting up the connection. What you should also have, 3 documents. One is the user guide, provides step-by-step explanation to how to use the evaluation kit. The second one is our data sheet, more in-depth details about the device, and our API specification describing the protocol to send messages to the module, to its peripherals, to the GPS, and how to get them and how to use them. So make sure you have these 3 because this may come very handy during your development. You will also get credentials for our development environment. So if you didn't get them, make sure you contact your Origin GPS representative so you will be enrolled in this system. And what you should be taken care of is to have a data SIM card. A data SIM card of your choice. You can get it from any vendor. I'm using Pelephone. Pelephone is the Israeli first, I think the largest cell phone provider, cellular connectivity provider. It should be a nano SIM. Should have active data plan. You don't need the big plan. You need IoT doesn't take too much data. So let's start with the connection. So first, let's start with the IoT. The IoT is 27 on 18 millimeters in size. It has a cellular module. In the front, you have an MCU, the GPS, a slot for the SIM card. You have a UFL connector to connect the GSM antenna, and you have a smaller WFL connector to connect the GPS antenna. And these 2 connectors allows you to connect to your host board and to the evaluation kit. So first thing off, let's put the data SIM inside. Right here. Second thing, GPS. Actually, to configure only GSM connectivity and connection to sensor, you don't need the GPS, but you can connect it only when you you evaluate the GPS. GSM connector, just connect these ones so you can work with it. And the UFL to the connector here. Okay, now you have the device ready to be connected. The evaluation kit, let's go over its functions. Origin IoT slot to evaluate the IoT, an add-on slot to evaluate add-ons. You can design your add-ons and plug them here and test their sensors and test everything about them. You have a reset button. You have an header mezzanine connector to connect sensors to all the interfaces we provide out. For example, these are the I2C lines, so you can easily connect sensors to it and start evaluating them. We have two DC to DC circuits, one by linear technology and one by TI, so you can test them both by using this plug here, this switch button here. Test which one is better, and then decide who you want to use for your host. And you have an FTDI from UART to USB for serial connection to debug, and you have some indication LEDs. So let's connect it. Um, so the IoT should go where the origin IoT slot is, and just clicking it in, just make sure that you connect that you connect it in the right direction, because when you have the antenna connected, uh, the antenna should fit in the slot right here, and the whole device should be in the lines, in the silk string lines. So this is connected. Next thing, I'm plugging it to a wall by using this. When I plug this in, I should see um, red indication for the power and green indication that the DC to DC circuit is working correctly. And last thing I need is to connect it to my computer so I can configure the network configuration before I can start working from the cloud. USB connector goes in the computer, goes in my PC, and micro USB goes here. Okay, now to set up the connectivity, what I need to do is to go and open a terminal program. I'm using TerraTerm. I can set it up, the serial port. I need it to be 921 600 baud rate. This is the baud rate that the MCU is working to communicate with the console. Okay, so once your terminal is set up correctly, by clicking enter, you reach the command line, allowing you to send debug messages and configure your network settings. First thing, let's check what is the current settings. Oops, yes. Network. This is the message to show the current characteristics. And so you have the access portal. This is the APN given by your subscription provider, the company that you bought the SIM card from. The host name is the IP address in the internet that you are connecting to, and this is correct. This is the this is the IP that we are using, and the port is the port in this server. Now the APN is not correct. This is not the access portal of the provider we are using. We are using Pelephone, so we need to set this up. We do this by typing GSM 0 set portal, and now I can enter the APN of Pelephone. After I enter this, I need to save this data into the NVM by typing GSM0 save, clicking enter. Now it is saved into the NVM, and I can reset the device. I can reset the device by clicking the reset button on the EVK, or simply typing reset MCU, and then the MCU is resetting. Let's see what starts after reset. First thing, GPS and cellular modules are turned on. Cellular module is starting, and it notifies that it's ready to work by sending C start message. After C start messaging, is looking for SIM card. If you correct the SIM card correctly, we will pass through this message, and the module will be identified. This is its IMEI. IMEI is used in our server as an identifier. It's a unique identifier for mobile devices. So you will see it in the portal. and this is part of the registration message. And you see that the device has received its own IP address, and this will now be attributed to its IMEI in the server. Start registration to the server. This is a notification that is sent is a registration message. It means that the TCP is open. And when you receive sending back from reset message notification with this byte string, it means that the device is connected to the cloud and ready to receive messages and configuration from the cloud. This is, for example, a loopback message the cloud is issuing to see that the device is alive. And so now we can go on and operate this from the web. And please log into our next tutorial showing you the basic of the web platform and the basic of the messaging protocol to understand how this works. Thank you for listening.